Okay, this is the third time attempting this recording. Welcome to another YouTube Discord Doodle Challenge video where we're going to take a look through week 20 and all of the doodles provided for this doodle that you can see on screen now. If you didn't know, every single week I provide a doodle of sort and then you can download it, you can then add it into a design where you see fit. However, you cannot destroy the image, it has to be maintained. You can scale it up and down, you can rotate it, you can flip it, but you cannot destroy it in any way. So you always have to make sure it's part of the rules when you submit your actual submission for the week. This is the doodle, very tricky one this week, couple of angled shapes in here. Let's see how everybody got on. We're up with rainbow first and we've got a kimono design. Again, this is, well, let's say again, this one's really cool. I've already recorded this a couple of times, that's why. This one has a really wonderful pattern inside it. I love the use case for patterns as well. It's not something that I actually do enough of, to be honest, so having a pattern in there is very cool. And it's also been perfectly integrated, of course, into the actual boxy shape of it. Strongbird, you're up next, and you've got Deku Baba and a plant pot design where it's been perfectly integrated into the base of it. We've got some fantastic lighting on the pot, on the actual monster as well. I'm gonna say monster, but don't think that's in a degrading way. Tommy is up next, and you've got this cliff and waterfall design where you can see the actual water dropping down onto this landscape, which again is a perfect integration of the doodle. You've also got some really lovely colors in the actual water here that's just trickling down onto this piece of land. Really, really lovely work there, Tommy. Then we have woven and a bear in a top hat design, and you can see the doodle being integrated into the actual hat there at the top. I really appreciate this kind of cutesy style a lot of the time because you pick up so many things over time doing that kind of style, such as, you know, the elements there for the fur along the back, just a straight line or curved line, but with a couple of straight lines there to illustrate some fur. These cute little sort of bear sort of claws as well. Really beautiful work, nicely done, woven. Up next is Cutie. Now I actually asked Cutie to upload another version of this, and I just need to see where the doodle has been integrated in. It's somewhat over here on this right hand side, and that's always remember the rules. But again, it's a perfect use case for the kind of lighting though that you want to do here with a tunnel, and then of course the flare brush as well in there. Nicely done, Cutie. Up next is Daddy Wolf, should I say, and we have the exhaust of a rocket. So it came up with a mega rocket instead. I wonder if this was inspired by that billionaire that went to space recently and did a spacewalk. But you can see the thrusters there at the bottom. It's been integrated there like what, four times I think. Very nicely done, Daddy Wolf. Milo is up next with, I always think of these as kind of like Vegas style signs, but because I'm not from the US, they just sort of give me stereotypical vibes of Las Vegas, but it's probably completely different for anybody over that side of the pond. But again, we don't also see too much use case of fonts these days, so having font and text in there, I think it's a tool in Procreate really that gets overlooked a little bit. But nicely done, Milo, beautiful sign. Nala is up next, as always, very cute design from Nala. We've got a whale inside this kind of, what did you refer to as enchanted bottle with a magic potion. And the doodle has been integrated there at the very top. You can see it inside the actual cork and the entry point of the actual jar itself. Very nice work, Nala. Big Mac, you're up next, and you have got a double integration here because you've integrated it here into the top of the lighthouse twice. You flipped it and also used it for the bottom. I love it when you can try and integrate it in multiple times. It looks so cool, and it's just good imagination as well. Up next, we've got Beetlejuice, and we've got, is that a tombstone I would imagine down here? It's hard to pick out, but very nicely done, Froggy Legs. We've got a really Halloween themed design. I've got loads of content coming for Halloween. It's going to be awesome. But this is really nicely done. The lighting, how it wraps around the edges of Beetlejuice as well. Really awesome work. GC's up next, and you've got some Easter Island themed design where you've got the doodle, of course, integrated into the jaw, into the neck and the body. Very nicely done. And the fact you've kept the doodle as it should be, but you have just made two designs out of it. You've made two things out of the same doodle. Of course flipped, but still looks awesome. Nicely done. And also it's a bit of a challenging one there because to fit the doodle in where it's quite angular and sharp into something like that, you're really you're at the mercy of the doodle itself, but it still fits absolutely perfectly. Up next is I Hate Sushi. I'm not a big fan of sushi either. And we've got a cannon design, and the doodle's been integrated over here. If I go to the second one, you can see here the doodle's been integrated here into the cannon. Fantastic sort of illustration in terms of the face and the expressions that they're both pulling. This cannon looks absolutely awesome. The cannonball, nicely done. And cap is our final entry this week, where you've got the top of a building and you're looking at it from a park. It's this building over here in the distance, and we're just in a park nearby to the city, just taking a break, taking it easy. Now it's at this point of the video where I pick my favorite 3 from this week's submission. So in third place, I'm going to go with I Hate Sushi and their animated cannon design. I love just the expressions here. This cannon is absolutely fantastic. The background's fairly busy, but this is just, as a scene, it's just so much going on, so much character in there. Nicely done. In second place, I'm going to go with Strongbird and the planted pot design. Love this, and I love the fact you kept the background minimal as well. Really nicely done. And in first place this week, I am going to go with GC and their Easter Island design. Just really nicely done. Again, I love the fact that you've been at the mercy here of the doodle and you've still made it work. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, if you want to join in with week 21 now, it's available right now over on my Discord. There's always a weekly challenge for you to get involved with over on my Discord. There's a link to it in the description down below. We'll be back next week to look through all of week 21's submissions.